Hi, I'm Lois. Welcome to my Lois Strachen YouTube channel. In this series of videos, I am showing you how I apply makeup as a totally blind person. In the first video, I showed how I applied foundation or base, blusher, and a translucent powder. In the second video, I showed you how I applied eye colors or eye color. And the third video now, I'm going to be showing you how I apply color to my lips, so lipsticks. As I said in the other videos, for me, applying makeup is it's a very tactile experience. I need to know with my fingertips the shape of my face, where my eyebrows are, where my eyelashes are, my cheekbones, and the surroundings of my face. The same is true with my lips. I need to know, using the sense of touch, where my lips join with it. The color of my lips then has the edge to the rest of my face. And that's a very important thing to know before you start applying lip color, because in this case, applying color inside the lines without smearing it across the outside of your lips becomes quite important. Okay, so I usually go from feeling where the outside of my lips are and just running my finger across the bottom of the lip to understand the shape of my mouth. Same going up towards the bow towards the nose, and just understand what is the outline of my lips. Okay, talk a little bit about color. You can have as many colors as you like, but for me, I try to keep things simple, because the simpler I keep them, the less I can mess up. Doesn't mean I don't mess up occasionally. It just means that there are fewer things that can go wrong. So I tend to have a light color for daytime wear and a darker color for evening wear. Yes, I do also have a lip gloss, which I put on sometimes in the evening, and that just gives my lips a slightly shimmering look as well, and that can be a lot of fun. But I try to keep things as simple as possible by, as I say, minimizing the number of things that can go wrong. The other thing to say is, when you're buying cosmetics or makeup, I try to buy different brands. I am not representing any brand here, so if you do happen to see any brand names, it's just what I'm using at the moment. And the reason is that I like to be able to tell at an easy touch whether, what the difference between the different colors. So as I say, I've got two lip colors at the moment, and you can see that they are in very different containers. And I know that square, slightly squared container, which is a little shorter, a little stumpier, that is my daytime color, and the longer, thinner color container, that is my evening color. And I'm going to use the darker color today for this video, because I think it will be easier, it'll show up easier on the video. So I've removed the lid. This one, you can see there's a slight the cut of the way that the end, I'm missing my words. The end of the tube has a slight shape to it. So it's got the one side is lower than the other. And that is often replicated in the lipstick inside. Now I'm twisting the bottom of the cosmetic box, and I'm raising the lip color so that I can start applying it. I've got a little bit too much there. I try to keep it close to the edge of the container. I told you that the container was higher on the one side than on the other, and that I try to get towards the middle of the inside, so the middle of the mouth and the inside edge of the lipstick, of the lips. I also, for me, the size of the lipstick is often the same size of the amount that I need to apply, the area that I need to apply it onto. So I try to put the tip, the lower edge of the applicator or the lipstick to the bottom line of the lips, and then just run the lipstick across from one side of the lips to the other, going with the shape of the lips. Now, if you're watching this, you'll see that I took it from the left-hand side of my lips across to the right, then came back to the middle of the lip, which is slightly fuller, and applied a bit below and a bit above, and then just dotted a bit more across. I then turn the applicator around so that the higher edge again is on the inside of the lips, and do the same thing, running from the outside of the lips up towards the little bow edge, and then I stop halfway. So and then fill in below the bow of the lips. I then usually press my lips together just to mix the color, and there we go. If you need to, you can always run a cotton swab around the outside of the lips to check that you haven't colored outside the lines. But that if you are careful in applying the lipsticks using your sense of touch and through feeling through the lipstick and being aware of where it's applying, you will be able to pick up a lot of information. Again, if you are concerned, rather go lighter than heavier in the amount you're applying. And again, in terms of the choice of your colors, I usually approach the assistants in the shops when I'm buying new colors. I show her what I have been applying, and I ask to get colors that are similar to those. And just to go back to what I said in the very first video, the way I started this and how I first got an idea of the colors that would work with my skin tone was to get a professional makeover artist to do my makeup, and I asked tons and tons of questions, including about the colors that they recommended. The final step, I have a very broad brush. This is one of my favorite brushes. I don't even know how to describe it. It's got bristles that are about 5 centimeters or 2 inches tall and very loose, and this I just brush across the entire surface of the face to blend and to remove any excess powders that might still be there. So let me quickly give you a demonstration. I'm just rubbing it lightly right the way across the face, across the nose, across the eyes, into the forehead and down outside of the edges of the face, and there we are. We're done. Thank you for joining me on this video. I'm Lois Strachan. This is the Lois Strachan channel. I show videos about my life as a blind person, about the work I do, my speaking, the work I do with my guide dog, or my guide dogs. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, or share it. And if this kind of video is of interest to you, if you want to know more about how I do everyday things as a blind person, or if you feel this might be valuable to someone you know, please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell image at the bottom to receive notifications of whenever I release a new video. Thanks so much for joining me for the series. It's been great to have you with us. Thanks. This is Lois Strachan, the Lois Strachan channel.